Look at the smartphone in your hand, the coffee in your cup, or the bank on your street corner. We like to think of these as products of modern genius. But if you peel back the layers of global finance, you'll find a darker engine that started it all. Most of us were taught that slavery was a glitch in the system, a localized mistake that ended in the 1800s. But that's like saying the foundation of a house isn't part of the building. Today, we're going to look at the math, the laws, and the money. We're going to see why the world looks the way it does, and why the ghosts of this system are still running our economy today. Slavery isn't new. Ancient Egypt, Rome, and the Aztecs all used forced labor. But those systems were usually based on debt or war. A slave in Rome could eventually buy their freedom or even become a citizen. But in the 1500s, something shifted. The New World needed labor for sugar and tobacco. Suddenly, slavery wasn't just a byproduct of war. It became a race-based industrial commodity. They created chattel slavery. This meant the person wasn't just a worker. They were legally a piece of furniture. And for the first time in history, this status was hereditary. If you were born to an enslaved mother, you were pre-ordered property. The Middle Passage is a term we use to sanitize a horror. Between 1500 and 1866, 12.5 million people were stuffed into ships. Imagine a space the size of a coffin. Now imagine staying there for 2 months in pitch darkness, surrounded by disease. Ship captains were literal efficiency experts. They calculated how much water a body needed to stay alive versus how much cargo space they would lose by carrying that water. This was the birth of logistics. Why did they do it? For white gold, sugar, and cotton. By the 1800s, the Mississippi River Valley had more millionaires per capita than anywhere else in the world. Why? Because their labor costs were zero. But the money didn't stay on the plantation. It flowed to the north and to Europe. The insurance giant Lloyd's of London and banks like JP Morgan Chase and Barclays have roots that trace directly back to the financing of slave voyages and plantation mortgages. How do you justify this in a world that claims to value liberty and justice for all? You change the definition of human. Enlightenment thinkers like Voltaire and Kant began writing about a hierarchy of man. They used fake science, measuring skulls and skin tones, to argue that Africans were biologically suited for servitude. Racism wasn't the cause of slavery. It was the justification for it. It was a PR campaign designed to let slave owners sleep at night while they built their empires. We are often told the story of the great emancipators, white politicians who gave freedom. This ignores the reality. Enslaved people made slavery unprofitable through constant war. Look at the Haitian Revolution of 1791. It was the most successful slave revolt in history. They didn't just win, they terrified every slaveholding nation on earth. From the Stono Rebellion to the Underground Railroad, resistance was a daily, high-stakes chess game. Every time a tool was accidentally broken or a song was sung with a hidden map in the lyrics, the system cracked. When slavery ended in the U.S. in 1865, the 4 million newly freed people were released with $0. No land, no education, no back pay for 250 years of stolen labor. Meanwhile, in Britain, the government paid £20 million in compensation to the owners. That money stayed in those families, growing through interest, stocks, and real estate for a century. This is why the wealth gap exists. It's not about hard work. It's about a 250-year head start versus a 250-year handicap. Slavery didn't disappear. It evolved. Today, we have more people in modern slavery, trafficking, and forced labor than at any point during the Atlantic trade. History isn't a book we close. It's the air we breathe. When we understand the real reason maps look the way they do and why economies work the way they do, we finally gain the power to change them. Because the first step to breaking a system is seeing it for what it truly is.